What's good, y'all? I'm here with another video, and I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna record something else, but I am gonna record something else, but I wanted to get this off. I wanted to get this off before I start doing that, and so today I wanted to talk about gaming again and also wrestling. So I just had a little realization not too long ago, and I'll just start off with gaming first. So with gaming, you know, I've made a video about gaming. If you've been on the channel, if not, I have a video on gaming, and basically it was just talking about how gaming is right now, like compared to how I like it, which is it's an up and down situation, like usual. I've been playing a lot of, as you can see, a lot of older games. I'm playing Watch Dogs right now because I just needed a game to load up for the background because I didn't want to show my face. A lot of older games I ain't never played before, but as far as new games, it's kind of an on and off situation, because a lot of the games not hidden for me as far as what I am like what I'm interested in playing in. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just sports games, it's just the different genres of games that I would like to play, So, with just seeing like how the games are now, it's like, the way that they're getting repetitive and like just costing more and all of that, like it's just like, alright, bro, like I feel like we're getting nowhere with this shit, bro. Like we've already improved the graphics, like we get it, the graphics are great, but let's start making good games. And I'm not saying there's no good games out. There's some phenomenal games that come out in recent times, but it just feels like a lot of the games that come out are like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I doing playing this? I feel like I wasted my money, and it sucks because it's like I said, I think I said this in my last video. It does feel like a mix of games aren't what they used to be, and I'm just kind of growing out of games, I guess, in a sense. But you have the sports games. They charge you for all a bunch of shit, for no reason. They're giving you all these passes and all this shit, and it's trash. You know what I mean? Like games coming out like not even ready, shit like that. But it's so crazy because I was just thinking about this not so long ago. I've always been thinking about this, but I recently thought about it not so long ago, maybe yesterday. But excuse me. When you have a PS5, right? Specifically PS5, because I don't know how the Xbox shit work. When you specifically have a PS5, in order for you to play the PS5 version of the game, it is $69.99, right? When you buy the PS4 version of the game, it turns out to be $59.99. Now, see, here's my thing, right? There's always been a situation where the last gen has cost less than the new gen, but here's the thing, right? The game on PS5 9 times out of 10 is $69.99 because it says cross-gen edition. Here's my thing. If I have a PS5, right, why in the flying fuck would I need to buy the PS4 version of a video game? Explain it to me, y'all. Because if I'm on my PS5, why would I be worried about buying the PS4 version of a game? Explain it to me, y'all. Now, like, some games don't have a PS4 version and they're still $69.99. Mortal Kombat 1, for example. But a lot of these games have like cross-gen editions that be $10 more. Why am I even buying a PS4 version of a PS5 game that I want to play? Make it make sense, y'all. So not only that, that's $69.99 base. That ain't even including taxes. When based on where my location is, I don't know if I'm getting scammed or what, but after taxes, the game is almost $80 for the base game. This isn't the deluxe version or the top version, none of that. The game, the standard edition for the game is almost $80. So oh my god. So now I almost just paid it $80 for a game, right? Then if the game ain't what I anticipated it on, I don't get my money back. If the game ain't what I anticipated, I don't get my money back. PlayStation don't give you your money back unless you just didn't play it at all, for real. Like, it's like what the bro, you know? Like, come on. Then with these games, they make you want to buy, the different versions of the game, right? So you pay for that versions of the game. Then they want you to pay for something else in the game. Then they want you to pay for something else in the game. So it's like I've already spent hundreds of dollars in this game if I wanted to get the DLC, right? But I've been stopped doing that. But it's the simple fact of like, come on, bro. You could tell that most of these companies are money hungry. And I get it, bro. You got to get your coin. But there's certain situations where it's like, you don't have to be this fucking greedy, bro. Because there are games who do it right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the DLCs either be like a character that's OP, an accessory or something that you low key probably need, or just some OP shit, or just some shit that's garbage. Like I'm not wasting my money on this, but they know somebody will buy it because sorry, there's kids who are just excited to play the game. 2, there are content creators who have to make content on this stuff, and 3, niggas buy stuff because they're stupid. So that's another thing too. People need to stop complaining about the games if y'all gonna keep buying them, because you're not doing nothing but feeding into their shit. They make the same games and release them every year because you niggas keep buying them. So it's like, come on, bro. Then it's like, fucking, bro, I'm getting a little annoyed, I'm not gonna lie. It's just so crazy how, like, I'm not old, but I'm not a little kid. Like, I've like experienced like a good amount of eras of gaming. So like I've played a bunch of different consoles. I played I played the Sega, like I played the Genesis. Not when it came out, but I played the Sega Genesis. I played the PS2. I played damn near every PlayStation to exist. Xboxes, like all Nintendo consoles. Like I've played Flash games on the computer. Like I've had a good childhood when it comes to gaming. So it's crazy to think about how just like, you know, reading Game Informer magazines and being excited for a game. And the thing about that era of gaming is like, I'm not gonna say every game was every game was good, because it wasn't. But back then it felt like games were creative. You know what I mean? Like it felt like they actually tried to make a game. And it was like everybody had a game, but a lot of those games, they were trying, essentially, you know what I mean? And there's a difference between that era of gaming compared to now, because it's like they were really on a time crunch. Like you had to get that game finished as fast as possible before the deadline. Nowadays, you really don't have to do that now. You could just release a game that's 60% done and fucking drop that bitch and make a fucking update in about a couple of days. Compared to back then where you had to make that game or that bitch not gonna be finished. And a prime example of that is me being a Mortal Kombat fan. Mortal Kombat in the 3D era, specifically, especially like Deception and stuff, that game was not finished at all. Like Conquest was unfinished. There were some places that you could go, arenas that weren't put out, stuff like that. And funny enough, I still love that game a lot. Like one of my favorite games ever. And the game isn't even finished. But what they did do is fucking phenomenal, in my opinion. Compared to games now, where it just feels like you already know the game, you already know you're paying $80 for a game that probably isn't going to be finished, and you have to wait for an update for the game to get good. Then during the update, where you think the game is going to be good, it probably makes the game worse, which makes you go like, "Hey, this game is ass." So it's like you get off of that game, and now you gotta find something else to play, you know. Or the update might work in your favor, you know. But sometimes the update might take too long. Sometimes the update don't even tell you, or the company don't even tell you what they did. Like no patches, no nothing. And it feels like, sorry, it feels like nowadays games, a lot of the gaming companies are not really creative, in my opinion. Like they found a formula that works for other people that they haven't tried yet, and they say, "Hey, let's do that." But then they don't really feel like they um, added their own spice to it. You know what I mean? Because people imitate each other all the time. It happens. That's how we have certain types of games for a reason. You know, certain genres. But it's like there's no like there are games that are out that feel like the literal same game of another franchise, and it's like, damn, bro, you like, did you even try to be creative? Like, it'd be the same shit, and it's kind of messed up, you know. It's like, damn, bro, like I feel like I'm playing this. I feel like I just play $80 every time, and I'm playing the same game, you know. But I also thought about like, hey, what if people had the game that they wanted, right? The perfect game, the perfect way that they say the game is, how they would play it. Would they play that game as much? You know, would they play that game as much as they think they would? And on one hand, I was like, nah, probably not, because people fall out of love with things, and it happens. But then I also thought about, hey, a game pretty much has done it already, and they're still kind of doing it now, even though people don't. It ain't the hype. The hype ain't there as much anymore. But Fortnite, when Fortnite came out, it came out at the right time. You know what I mean? 2017? Came out at the right time, especially during the lockdown. Like people were playing it all through the lockdown, I believe, and it got its buzz because number one, it was free. Number two, it was different for its time. You know what I'm saying? Even though there are obviously other games that are like battle royale types, like H1Z1, and all of that. But they added one like thing that made it different, which was the building, and the building just set the game off tenfold. You know what I mean? So that really helped it, and it was free, and so they had they had everybody could play. You didn't have to be a certain age, none of that. Like you could play that game with the cost of $0. You can have a PS4, Xbox. I think they even have it on Nintendo. Even now, like it's still free. Like, and they've done a lot with it. Like they've had like concerts and shit going on with it and all of that. Like just a bunch of different shit, new weapons and all of that. And I personally didn't play the game a lot. I didn't play that game a lot, bro. It wasn't my speed. But I did, like at that time, I did watch a lot of people. I watched a lot of people play it because it was interesting to watch at the time. And so the best thing about it was that the stuff that you did pay for was just cosmetics, and like it wasn't important to the game necessarily. Obviously, people are gonna want it if it looks cool, but it wasn't necessary for you to play the game with that skin. You know what I mean? Or it didn't feel like you were necessarily like losing out on gameplay with that. You know. But yeah, like it's crazy. Then I don't know if they were the first people to do battle passes or whatever, but I think they definitely popularized it. And then every game started doing it, and they just started fucking up the whole like game and shit, bro. Like Fortnite, unironically, was low key like the fucking Mr. Beast of gaming at the time. Like it was crazy how innovative they were, bro. And like games started doing the battle passes, and they was like, oh, we can get more money by doing this. But they're dropping battle passes and also charging $70 for the fucking game. So it was like, shit, money glitch for their ass because they know somebody gonna pay for it. But hey, I don't know. That was just a little ramble about gaming. A little ramble, a little ramble. But I also wanted to talk about wrestling. No, I'm not gonna show 2K clips because I really don't like that game for real. I do have it, but that was for me recording something else. But I don't care to play that game. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I don't. Sometimes I regret buying it, but I knew what I wanted to do with those games, so I'll just leave it like that. But wrestling in general, like as far as games go, I mean, 2K just never really. I stopped. I stopped just playing 2K after 2K. What was that? 18. I didn't play 2K19. Didn't play 20, 22. Well, my homie had it. We played like GM mode and shit, but I didn't have it. And then 23, I bought because I thought I was gonna do content with it. Didn't. Then I did 24 with this for the same reason. I think it's more like a stamp that I'm gonna do some content with it because I've already done it already. But yeah, the 2K games never really they stopped resonating with me. I'm gonna be honest because I started falling out of watching wrestling and the mechanics in the game is just not my cup of tea. Not fan of the weaving and the combo shit. Like I'm playing fucking WWE. I'm not playing fucking Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Fight Night. Like there's only a few people who there's only a few people who do combos in wrestling. Like AJ Styles. Undertaker give you some hits. Just some shit like that. Not everybody does combos. You know what I mean? So it's like, why am I even like? What is this game? Then the showcases get worse by the year. The showcases stopped getting good after Austin. I'll be honest, bro. After Austin, it was like, alright, this shit trash. You know what I mean? My career, or my runs, whatever you want to call it, I stopped caring for after like 2K16. Like, I don't know, it's not my thing, bro. SmackDown versus Raw was my thing, bro. And early like 2K16, I played 2K16 a lot. I'll be honest, but I didn't play 2K19. I heard 2K19 was that game. It was tough. But 2K22, 23, 20, I'm cool, bro. Especially 24. This shit was insane work. Like it was cool. That WrestleMania shit, that 40 years of WrestleMania was trash. Like you're not even playing the game anymore. You're just like you press a couple buttons and they drag it and you don't even finish the match. Compared to 2K15 where they animated the whole, not animated, but like they had you play the match while doing the same sequences, but it wasn't the real life shit. They actually put the shit on the video game characters, if you understand what I'm saying. Once they stopped doing that with the Austin shit, it was like, alright, this is going nowhere. But yeah, that's it for that ramble about wrestling gaming. I wanted to talk about wrestling. I wanted to talk about wrestling as a whole, as far as like the current state of wrestling, specifically WWE. It's like, bro, this shit bro, this shit ain't it, bro. It has its moments, but I just not. I don't know. I've have a love hate relationship with wrestling, bro. And I'm not watching it currently, but I'm caught up on what's going on. So I've seen a good amount of stuff. I did watch SummerSlam. It was cool. It was a cool pay per view. It was decent. The thing that I'm not a fan of right now with wrestling, bro, is just like it's a good amount of things, bro. Like, is Triple H cooking right now? Absolutely. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. Like, Triple H's storytelling is tough. It's gas. It's gas, bro. It is gas. But there are times where I'm like, hey, this isn't needed. You know what I mean? And there's just like for example, when it comes to title reigns in Triple H's era, I feel like there's too much long-term storytelling in wrestling right now. And I know y'all probably thinking, bro, you're talking out your ass. Nah, bro. So here's my thing. When a champion gets their title, there is no need for them to hold, like, not everybody needs to hold their title for a long time. And I get it. It's a little different now. Their top stars are really holding the belt right now, so I understand. I don't want to. Gunther should hold the title for a while. Cody should hold the title for a while. But I could tell the direction that this is going. Triple H plans to have these people hold these titles for a very long time. And now I'm not talking about just Cody and Gunther. I'm talking about whoever's ahead of them. And Damian didn't really hold it for that long, but the thing I like about old wrestling is that sometimes that case of being unpredictable was actually pretty nice. Like, it is okay to have transitional champions. Not everybody needs to hold. Not everybody needs to hold the title for 6 months, 5 or 6 months. You know what I mean? Not everybody needs to hold it for that long. It is okay for people to hold the title for maybe like a week or a month. You know what I mean? It is okay because there are some people who will get the title and they got it for that moment, and that's all they need. Not everybody needs a long reign. You know what I mean? Another thing that I don't like is I feel like with WWE right now, my problem is not only with Triple H, it is also with wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers feel bland as fuck, bro. And I don't know if it's because their entrance music is just as bland, or I don't know, man. I feel like everybody now, like old wrestling compared to new wrestling, it felt like a good amount of characters back then had good character to them. And now it just feels like, hey, everybody can wrestle, but bro, can you show some emotion or something? Like, you need better work. A lot of people, I don't know, man, like people now, it feels like a good amount of people now are just bland. And we used to cry for like, hey, give them an opportunity. And I'm looking at it in hindsight and I'm like, hey, I don't even think that they gonna even take that opportunity and be able to control with it, because it's like nobody cares about you. You know what I'm saying? Fake crowd noises or just no noise at all when you come out. It's like, who is that? And why should I even care? They're not grasping me. Like, they don't even give me a reason to care. I'm gonna be honest. And like some booking decisions can be a little off, but that's wrestling in general. It's not gonna be perfect. But that character work is definitely a must. And I'm not saying that there's no characters in here who aren't popular. There's always gonna be popular characters in wrestling. We get it. But the way that this era is set up right now, it's supposed to be like an era for everybody to try to shine and get their way up. But not a lot of people are showing that they deserve it. You know, a lot of people can wrestle, but they're bland as shit. And my problem with that is like the wrestling style has changed for better and for worse, bro. Like it is a good thing that a lot of people know how to wrestle now because it's wrestling. Um, a lot of people back then, they had good character, but they could not wrestle, and it kind of hurt them. You know what I mean? But a lot of people who are learning how to wrestle now, I feel like it's easier to manage, but the character work is not doing it, and the wrestling style now is just like I don't know, man. It feels like it don't have that spark for me anymore. It's just like what is this? Because you have people just spamming super kicks, just spamming the same moves as if like it's just gonna be in every match. It's like damn, like okay, super kicks and this and that. It's like fuck, bro. Like it's not it, bro. And a lot of people say yes, the Young Bucks and the Usos have ruined that, but yeah, because I can see that, and it's funny because I told my mans I was like, bro, if you think about it, if you watch a Usos match, you dead ass finna see the same three moves over and over again, and he was like, damn, you right, cause it really was like that, bro. Like I'm not saying I hate the Usos matches because they done put on some clinics, but it's like keeping it a buck. That's just what it is. They make the same matches pretty much. Like they have the same type of moves over and over. I'm sorry. So that's why when people call out Cena for doing the 5 moves of doom, it be like Cena isn't the only one who did the same moves over and over. Like a lot of wrestlers do that, but now it just feels like the norm to do certain moves. Like everybody has a super kick now in wrestling. Back then, bro, not everybody did a super kick or not. You know what I mean? Like Shawn Michaels, Lance Storm. Like you had a couple of guys, but now it's just like, ugh, another super kick. All right. And another thing that I don't like about it is the fucking kicking out of finishers too often, man. People kick out of finishers too often now, bro. It's not even finishers are starting to feel like signatures, bro. Like literally, bro. They're starting to feel like signatures. They don't know, like you get surprised when they kick out, but you at this point, bro, like there's no match where you do one of your finishers and the match will end. As far as like a top match, you can have suspense without doing your finisher and trying to make like kicking it out. Cause it's like you gotta do the finisher like fucking 5 times to get them down. Not everybody needs to do that. You know what I mean? And like with the like for example, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't even pay attention to his hacking shit. I don't care. I don't need, like, I'm done with the game. But Cody Rhodes, right? Cody Rhodes does the crossroads as his finisher, right? Usually back then, want to do it. Now it's like, he wrestling somebody. He has to do that 3 crossroads shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Me personally, bro, that the 3 crossroads like situation he be doing, that low key be taking me out the match, cause that shit be taking too long, bro. It be taking too long, bro. It takes too long. When he did it to Roman, it was like, alright, understandable, cause he's OD. But when he do it to other people, it's like, bro, just get the shit over with. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stalling. You know what I mean? Like, just come on, bro. Like having to hit your finisher multiple times in a match, it's like come on, bro. Sometimes it's cool, but like it's like come on, bro. It feels like damn near every match you gotta hit your finisher like more than one time, and it's not cool to me, bro. It's not, that shit ain't it for me. Like it wrestling, like WWE wrestling, feels like indie wrestling. And yes, I can say that because I've watched a lot of indie wrestling when I used to watch wrestling for real. It feels like it does have its own style of wrestling, but when it comes to shit like that, it's that indie vibe to it, and it's like I don't know, man. Like it's just not for me, man. It's not for me. Not all the time. Not all the time, bro. Not all the time. It's not for me. And some of these storylines are just like I don't know, man. I'm not fucking with them. Like the Judgment Day shit right now that I've been seeing, like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Sorry. It was cool when they first was doing it. You know, with they turn on Rhea, turn on Damien. It was cool. It was fire. Then now it just feels like, hey, Judgment Day are pretty much jobbers. You know, cause I ain't gonna lie, they've been getting beat up before they got kicked out. But how are we supposed to take them seriously if they're not getting the upper hand damn near at all? You get what I'm saying? Like Rhea and Damien are just running through these niggas. Then they add Jey Uso, and it's like, me personally, I think that's unnecessary. I didn't think that was necessary. I don't know if he's gonna stay in there or what, but I don't feel like that's necessary. I know I've seen comments of people wanting that to happen, you know, with Jey and Rhea, you know, they teased it, whatever, but I don't think that this is needed. I feel like with Jey Uso, bro, he's having fun, and I love that. I love that, bro. I love that, but bro, it feels like he has no direction, bro. None. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's some creative work for him down the line, which is probably with the bloodline or whatever. But I feel like this singles run that he's been going on right now could have been a little better, in my opinion. Just a little better. You know what I mean? A little better. He definitely didn't need to be involved in this story. I feel like they need to get this story over with so that Rhea and Damien can just do their own thing, and the Judgment Day can just figure out what they want to do. We definitely need Finn versus Damien. I think Balor needs another run with the title, in my opinion. He low-key should have lost. He low-key should have beat Seth at was that SummerSlam last year? Yeah, I think he should have beat Seth, or Money in the Bank, or was it one of them? I think he should have beat Seth, in my opinion. That way you could have just I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. But yeah, that was kind of it. I'm gonna be honest. That was kind of it. It was just a 30-minute ramble, pretty much. A 30-minute ramble on my state of mind when it comes to gaming and wrestling. I got another video coming out. It's another LA Noir video, so I'm gonna record that after I do this. But that's the end of the video, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and I'm out, man. Peace.